Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm doing a flip through of my fifth journal, or my fifth creative journal. I've just completed filling it, so I thought it would be nice to go through it. So I did it this year, I believe. I started this year in January and I just finished it in mid-March. The first thing I'd like to say about this journal is I made it myself. The binding, the papers themselves, the actual cover, it's just papers that I stapled together. For the cover here, I only put one sticker. I'm not really sure why I did that. I usually like putting a ton of stickers, but I guess I was trying to go for a more minimal look, and then I covered it with plastic wrap to make sure it doesn't discolor. For the spine here, I just put washi tape and it wasn't really sturdy, so I put double-sided tape underneath that. Yeah, the one sticker thing I'm not really keen on. I don't think I'll repeat that, but it was interesting to try something different. So let's get into the journal now. The first page, classic, is my introduction page. I always start with background paper, a picture of myself, some stickers, and the title. And then I put the date that I started. Something I'm realizing that I love in my journals is this shiny or iridescent look from background papers. It adds nice visual interest, and I want to start doing that a lot more. This is my letter to me page. I like doing these at the very start of any journal. I put what I'm thinking, what I'm feeling in the moment of beginning that new journal, and then I open it at the end of the journal. So yeah, I might just open this one at the end of the year though. Then this next page, I'm not sure what it is really. It's just a throwaway mishmash of different prompts, and I wanted to be more creative this month, so I challenged myself. I didn't finish that though. I'm sure many people know what this is. This is a vision board. So I like to make these at the start of the year along with my resolutions. It's literally pictures of what you want to achieve or manifest this year. Your goals in a visual form, basically. Except these two at the top, I had to write them down. I forgot to print out pictures. And then in the case I ever forget what the goals actually were, I wrote it down because they're quite a lot here. So yeah, that's my vision board of the year. So keeping up with the visual theme, I've got my 2026 gallery to be pictures from January through December. And each month I'll just stick a picture from that month. I haven't done February and March though yet, but I should get to it soon. Yeah, and then with the background paper again, I liked this shiny texture. I really am into this right now. It's like making my journal dance. It's really funny because I hated shiny things in my journal before. Then keeping up with our collections for 2026, I've got my 2026 bingo, which is kind of more like fun resolutions for me, not so serious. And then on the other page, it's a quote tied into the resolution saying, if it's meant to be, it will be. I've almost hit a bingo. I just have to visit an art gallery and then I would have hit a bingo in this one line, but I want to achieve more than just one bingo. I want to do them all. But like the quote says, everything will work out fine, even if I don't achieve those. Okay, so this page is kind of like, I had markers that I bought in 2019 and they were dying, so I wanted to use them up before I threw them away. So the image itself came out super streaky and blotchy, but I really miss those markers. I carried them with me everywhere and I used them up till their last dying breath. That way I could dispose of them with dignity, I guess. Anyway, so this next page is a brain dump inspired by this pin over here. I'm pretty sure that's the original person who made it. So for mine, I just did thoughts on my mind at the time. And that's the brain dump page. By the way, super sorry if you can hear the rain in the background. It's quite loud. Now, not much to say about this page. It's just recent happenings that were going on in my life, and I just wrote them down. I should get better at this narrating thing. Scrap dump, right. So I had a bunch of scraps in my stash that I wanted to throw away, but I thought they were too cute or pretty. For example, I didn't have anywhere to put these stickers, so I just put them there. And picture of myself. Next page is a gratitude spread, one of my favorite to do. It really puts things into perspective, especially when you feel like you've got nothing going on for you. I really like simple spreads like this where you've got your background picture, a title, and a piece of paper. Now this is my Valentine's or Galentine's spread. I named it Galentine's because I had planned to spend it with my friends, kind of, sort of, or by myself. So yeah, it was just something to be celebrative of the spirit of love. The next page I had some ideas on what I can do on the day, alone or with people, but ultimately I was alone that day. So I just put pictures of how it was that day. I spent it alone. It was a sunny day. I had wings. I wore my favorite outfit and did some makeup. I had ice cream, went to the grocery store, wore my favorite Sephora lipstick, got myself cake, and watched Netflix. That was it. That was my day. It was a good day, actually. Now, I'm not sure what this spread is about. I just had some stickers that I printed out that I wanted to put somewhere, and some pictures, I guess, but I don't have anything else to say about it. Then this page I had stuck in a flap, but I never put anything in it, so we'll just move on. Ooh, I really like this page. I actually did it recently. It's a current favorite spread, and usually I just write things that are my current favorites. It was my first post on TikTok, a different one, not this one, but current favorites was my first thing to post when I started my first creative journal. It's a nice thing to look back on. Then on this other page, I did a quote: goals mean nothing if your habits remain the same. And I really need to motivate myself because I always make goals and I don't follow through. My birthday was coming up, so I wanted someone to plan it, and I actually wanted to just use up this purple background. I didn't have anywhere to put it. I found this picture of myself 20 years ago, almost, well, 19 years ago, when I was 8. So yeah, it was my last ever birthday party. Then here I wrote a letter to myself for me to open next year on my birthday. Now this next 2 or 4 pages, whichever way you want to look at it, are my favorite of this whole journal. It's the week that my boyfriend came over and met my family. It was interesting and really fun. It was a whole week, so he was staying here in the neighborhood. And yeah, so I made a 4-page spread about it, inspired by Mara McGuinness' way of taping pages together. Essentially, it was a gallery. I put pictures and captions of all we did that week. Oh, and I wanted to tape this here. He bought me a Labubu, and it's a really funny story, but he accidentally paid $140 for one singular Labubu. So I wanted to keep that in here. So these are the pictures, me and him, me on my birthday with my friends, and it was a really wild week. It was fun, it was crazy, it was hectic. There were some bad moments, there were some great moments. So yeah, all encapsulated into 4 pages. Then this spread was made at the same time that previous page was. So I'm just fixing up our set here. It was my birthday during that time of the previous spreads, but I wanted this to have its own separate page. So it was my birthday. I printed out a background on my printer with strawberries and stuff, and then I put the things that we did that day. I went out to eat with my friends and my boyfriend, and we had cake. It was nice. I had also printed out this next page, but I didn't have anything to do on it, so I just put this time last year spread when I went to visit my nephew in UK. Next part, it's literally just 4 or 5 pages of junk, so I taped it together. I don't want to look at it. It's ugly. I didn't like how it came out at all, but I don't want to throw anything away, so I'm just gonna skip over that. I know that's not authentic, but let's go to my first meet where I actually invited a bunch of strangers, but only one ended up coming, and then I invited my 4 friends to come hang out and have a scrapbooking date. So yeah, it was really fun. I would really love to do this again with a lot more people. And unfortunately, I'd kept the receipt, but it faded. I hate it when this happens so much. Like, it ruins the whole vibe, because I take the receipt for memories, and I'm so annoyed. But anyway, the actual day itself was great, and I made a short video about it if you want to see on my channel. Another quote page. This one just says, "Don't wait till you are confident to show up. Show up until you're confident." And I just did this with marker. It was I like finding quotes that make me feel like, wow, that's motivational. This next page, I actually have a short video about it coming out, and I was bored of making lists and writing, so I wanted to make something more creative. So I made a fictional map with possibly the worst layout ever, but it was fun to experiment. It's always good to try new things. So my boyfriend bought me these markers on my birthday, acrylic markers. I had been talking that I wanted brush nib ones, not round nib, and I got them. Now the actual drawing itself, I didn't like how it came out, but I loved using the markers. I just kind of scribbled using many different colors, and it's a much different feel than using the round tip, so I'll definitely try that again and make more of an effort this time. This was a doodle while I was watching TV. Ooh, don't have much to say about this one. I just wanted to talk about how I'm getting back into reading. This is my favorite type of spread to make, my currently spread, because looking back on them is fun. I'm very much into keeping memories, so one of my favorite ones to do are my watching spreads, because that way I can make a movie review or a show review like I did on Loki. Now, I kept this super simple. I didn't get to print out any pictures or anything. It was super late. I did a doodle of Miss Minutes, and then I wrote my thoughts on it. And for context, I'm trying to catch up on the MCU before Doomsday comes out, so if you see more of these MCU posts, this is why. Yeah, which actually brings us to the last double spread, and I'm really shocked. I guess it's because I skipped those like 4 or 5 pages that have junk, but honestly, these ones here, I skipped those. But honestly, I don't think that they're worth showing, so I'm just going to get into this spread. I'd seen this trend on TikTok where you put stickers that scream you or scream me, and I wanted to do that. I don't really have many stickers that I wanted to put really, but I did find a few, surprisingly. Now I'll just briefly, speedily go through why I chose the stickers that I chose. I like cats, I like cats, I like cats, and I like cats. I like eating as well. Chips are my favorite thing to eat. I like pink, anything scenic in nature that is pink, love it. Blueberries are my favorite fruit. Pink and black are my favorite colors, so I just put a pink bow. It alternates. I'm a hopeless romantic, that's true. I like romance as a genre. I read books sometimes, and I love to shop a lot. I do cry a lot indeed. I'm an emotional person. I have music playing constantly, and my friends say I'm very sarcastic in a funny way. I watch anime, and I like being in bed the most. And I like art. I really do love art. Oh, and I love summer. Summer is my favorite season. So those are the stickers that scream me. On to our last page, which is the outro. I usually keep it simple for this one. I mirror it to the first page, which is a picture and the start or end date, and I put a picture at the end as well and the date I finished. I also like to keep it simple, write a little note for myself, put stickers or a background page, and then on the actual last page, it's an envelope filled with stickers or things that I want to use in the journal. This journal took me 3 months, which is a lot longer than I take on much thicker journals, which was funny. I did get uninspired for a moment there, but yeah, my favorite page is definitely this one in this journal, as well as the Valentine's one and the scrapbook meet one. Those are my top 3, I would say. So I have actually already started in my new journal. Not really started, but I have made my new journal, and like this one, it's an A5 that I made myself, assembled, bound with sellotape and staples and dreams. But yeah, the cover is made from things that I got on my birthday. Can't wait to show more spreads. I'm actually working on some today. Make sure you're subscribed to see all of that. So thank you so much once again for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!